So, Rick, that drill at about the 36 or 37-minute mark, is 2-on-2 overtime coming to the National Hockey League?
No, but it's a pretty good skate.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a hard skate.
Would it be safe to say that's probably the last one now, for the next, I don't know, 30 some odd days?
Yeah,
You got 20 games at
got
37
a lot of
days
hockey coming up, so that's what we talked about that this morning with the team. We're gonna monitor this as closely as we can. We'll probably have a light skate Saturday afternoon because it's a 5 o'clock game on Sunday. So we'll monitor. Like tomorrow's an optional skate. With all the games coming up, they don't have to go on unless we skate the day before. They don't, some guys need to go on the ice, and I understand that. We're not going to get in their way. But for those who don't think they need to skate, they'll always have that option to stay off.
Rick, you stood at this podium and even, Coach's Corner and other avails and said, you know what, it's going to get more difficult from here on in. But from a goal scoring perspective, again, it's a small sample size, but you've averaged 8 goals for the two teams combined in the last 3 games. In the National Hockey League, the last 4 or 5 nights, the average goals by both teams are 8, 7, and 5, 6, and your season average is 5.5. What's going on out there?
Well, this is the time of year when the guys are a little tired, right? They are, and all around the league. I'm not talking about us, and I see it. I watch the games at night, and I see more scoring chances in the league now than earlier in the year, and then it'll tighten up again. It will tighten up again.
Yeah, maybe just speaking about tightening up, like the 5-on-5 play, you were a little upset, I guess, about it the last game, and it's been, I don't know, I guess is the power play kind of success lately maybe created a bit of a false sense of security on 5-on-5, or are they two different things?
I think they're two different things.
Yeah.
We've taken great pride in our team game all year. We have now. We go into Vancouver and it's a dominant game, and then we let it slip against Calgary, and we let it slip in the second period against Minnesota. So that's the challenges that's what we face as coaches, is to get that standard of play high and keep it at a consistent level. That's always a challenge for every coach.
So what is the challenge for you right now then, trying to get that? Because it seemed like you caught yourself last game in the third period,
yep.
But in Calgary, maybe not necessarily.
Yeah, we didn't have the same energy in Calgary. We got it back in the third, but a lot of it issues is self-inflicted. A lot of it is puck management. You watch us going through the neutral zone, and when you turn the puck over where we are, it's a scramble. You lose all sense of structure, because you got everyone coming up one way and all of a sudden you're coming back. So a big part of it is managing the puck, especially in the second period, managing the puck going through the neutral zone. And we got caught in a couple of bad changes because we didn't manage the puck. It went back in our zone. Now they're tired. Now they're making bad changes. So a lot of it is related to that. But that being said, there was also some rush D that we didn't cover like we normally would cover. So, we didn't practice between Calgary and Minnesota, obviously. So you try to straighten it out today in practice, and with the video we did this morning.
Maybe just a quick one on sort of puck management. Would a Kyle Connor giveaway be weighted differently than a Nikolaj Ehlers giveaway?
No.
Just right now? No?
No.
Okay.
No, they're all the same.
Okay.
Do we give some players, a little more leeway? Nick's in that group. They get a little more leeway. But there comes a point where your teammates and the time of the game and the score and everything, you've just got to make the right play. But no, they're all the same.
Well, and I guess on Ehlers, he wasn't out there today.
No, he's been battling something, so we got to we'll keep him off the ice and let him see if we can get this thing going again. But he's been battling it for a little bit now.
Injury then?
Yeah. Nagging injury, yeah. Pardon me? We do expect him to play tomorrow. But again, with this, and you keep him off today and yesterday, and you hope he's feeling better tomorrow. But again, if it's sore, then we're not gonna make it any worse. Let's put it that way.
Something new or recurring?
It's been it's new, recurring. Yeah. It's a nagging injury, so yeah. So you had them both.
I know it's not supposed to matter who you play, but as you touched on, #1 team Vancouver, you play a great game. Calgary, not so much. Division rival, you a little better. Doesn't matter who you play as far as their motivation and stuff.
Well, Yeah, I mean, you go into Vancouver, and it's the two top teams going head-to-head, and you look at Vancouver, they went into Minnesota and gave up 10 2 days later, right? So Talk's facing the same challenges. We all face those challenges when you have that emotional game. It's a playoff game, and just to get them back up again at that level, it's not an automatic. But again, that's a challenge for us as coaches, is to try to keep pushing that envelope a little higher.
You're in a tricky time of year in some ways. I mean, you're in a reasonably comfortable spot for the playoff line. There's a division title sitting there. I don't know if is motivation at this time of year, is it sort of a tough one?
Listen, we do our best every day to keep the focus on the process. We do, regardless who we're playing, regardless of where we're playing, which is easier said than done. But that is the challenge. Yeah, it is.
Does the division title mean much?
Well, we don't talk about those things.
No,
we talk about the next game. Those things, if you take care of the process and you take game to game, those things will take care of itself. And there's still 28 games to go. So the guys know where we stand, right? So, yeah, those things will, we as coaches, we can, I know what I'm thinking, and but my job is to deal with the process every day.
Last thing for me, whenever you do line juggling, it never seems to affect Adam's line. You just like to leave that one intact. Why is that?
It's a dominant line. It is. And, the easy thing, okay, take one, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work. But when you got a dominant line that's controlled in play, and it's doing, you got to remember that the roles that I'm putting them in. When we get scored against, they're going on the ice, make sure to settle things down. We get scored against, they're going back out, get the forecheck going again. So that's their role, play against the opposition's top lines. It's when we have the last line change at home. So, I mean, it's worked to this point, and nothing's is written in stone. Doesn't mean that we won't move some of those guys around if we need to. We just haven't felt that need yet.
Morgan Barron has been the constant on your fourth line, Rick. I mean, what's your message to him after sitting him out the one game?
He didn't. It's like Nate. We pulled him out not because of bad play, because of all the games that are coming up, right? And we need everyone playing. Coop hasn't played for a while. We got to get him in. But with the schedule that we're facing now, we don't want to throw a guy in the middle of March who hasn't played for a while, because the games, again, they get more and more important. So it's important to us, and at home ice we get last change. And so neither one of them were scratched for a bad play. They weren't. Now, but we have to keep everyone that's here playing best we can.
What's the benefit to having the competition for ice time during the stretch run when you are so busy as a team?
Yeah, well, if we have the luxury of that fourth line giving us good quality minutes. If we have to shorten the bench, we'll shorten the bench. But again, you can't get burnt out early in March by rolling three lines out there with a lot of games coming up and a lot of travel. So it's monitoring that ice time and making sure that fourth line is giving us good quality minutes and give the other guys a bit of a breather.
It's been a tough season for Chicago, but they've played you relatively tough. I mean,
Yeah.
what stood out about your games with
Their
them so far?
Really, we went in we lost that one in overtime. It was unbelievable, the performance he put on. We've had a tough time scoring on that guy. It's not that we haven't created a ton of scoring chances against him. We had, and with that game we lost in overtime, it was 2-1, more than 2-1 chances for and against. We've had a tough time putting the puck in the net behind him, so give him credit. But we've played them better than the score indicates. That being said, we have to find a way to score, and we need the 2 points.